Good morning, everybody. Into another week. Looks like futures anyway, different markets reached what we call their destination based on at least anyway the early market action here. So on S&Ps yesterday turned out a little bit of action there, and then things just went dead. Little slowing momentum bar, small candle body, and now a move lower. Down at the pivot, see if it begins to hold here. 5-minute chart. You can see reaching at least the short-term destination. Well, I shouldn't say that because there was already an attempt to hold. Look at the bottoming tail bar right there, where it attempted to hold there and just popped up. So a little bit of a bearish undertone to what's going on. I still would think there's going to be a little bit of an attempt to stabilize. Two pivots up there. So a second attempt at this minor resistance area. Now, it's like, I think I've heard somebody say, maybe it was Dan, tale of two markets, which certainly was spot on, meaning, everything went down. Some things went down tremendously, transports and, different value stocks and so on that we've covered already. And, when this happened, one of the things that I mentioned, because it's what we call our factory work, it's just like, this is our analysis. This is our method, day in, day out. This is what guides our analysis or thinking. And it was like, okay, big wide range bar down, coming down to support. Likely there's going to be some kind of buying there. The candle bodies, the open and close, should stay in the lower 50%, the lower third. If it's truly that weak, should not retrace and close up there. Lo and behold, the futures retrace all the way up there. Not to the top, but up to that minor resistance area. So showed some strength, which we would say, okay, that puts this breakdown in question because of the depth of retracement. Well, true. Tale of two markets. You go and look at other markets, transports, regional banks, and whatever. And it's like, man, they barely could get off the mat. So we were looking for some kind of catch up trades. They haven't really been many that have been worked out in a significant way, and now we get this turn, and kind of leads me to believe, I don't know, we may have another boring day. Maybe things can get a little out of hand, but look, as we come into the end of the year, it's probably going to get quiet, but so on. We'll see. Anyway, so this kind of a pattern as we look at spiders and cues. Now, from here, we have to start doing a little more research because zero DTE for SPX or NDX, I haven't looked at NDX, those are every day. Great. But we've got the spiders here gapping down to the low of yesterday's low. So obviously short-term bearish. That's our first reference point of support, the prior day's low. Prior day's high is resistance. After running up to resistance, again, not that we know what's going to happen, but we have to have some guidelines based on historical norms. And I think this is where a lot of us get hung up on any type of analysis, right? This is purely based on price action, support and resistance, supply and demand. But that doesn't mean every instance of an event. What's an event here? Gapping under a prior day's low after a move up toward minor resistance is going to follow through to the downside. So as I look at something like this, I say, okay, follow through to the downside to where? Well, that could certainly hold. That pivot high could be a reference. Will it come all the way down here? I think that's highly unlikely at the end of the week. The 50 MA gapping down here, it's possible. So when we do that, now as far as zero DTE does, we're beginning to form at least an initial bias for the day. Meaning I don't think it's going to go back up above the day's high, but certainly could. That's why we have stops. I don't think it's going to go down below the 50 MA. It might, but we'll see. That's an obvious reference point as we look at the spiders, where it would probably stabilize, and we'll see. So now we go to SPX. 50 MA is way down here. And so we don't think it's going to go down there. It's going to gap down here. And so that put strike, it would ideally would be further down, but will it get down here? Well, it could, because look, what's to stop it? Really, well, not much. There isn't really much to stop it. 6,000 level, it was, holding up above there. Right? So looking at that, I might say, or we'll say, look, that 6,000 level, I can barely see that. Gotta make some adjustments here after reinstalling everything. Just throw that there just for accuracy. We'll put that there on 6,000. So that's a whole number. Whole numbers often come into play, especially on something like SPX. A whole number, a lot of times there's relatively large open interest there. There was until the options expiration. There's an unfilled gap here. So I use the term, what are our lines of defense? Well, it would be interesting to see if 6,000 holds. And it went through it like, the proverbial hot knife through butter here, after it was holding. And that was obviously a really nasty day, one of the nastiest probably of the year. So can it hold 6,000? Well, that's going to be one reference point. There's an unfilled gap here. And so if I do that and duplicate it and put these lines on my chart, and I'm going to switch to my desktop. But anyway, this is what I'll do on my desktop for SPX. And I'll say, okay, these are my lines of defense where prices could hold in this area. Right? 6,000, then the obvious unfilled gap there. And then from there, kind of like, well, I know this is a pivot on a smaller time frame, which I can show you. And you can line up the cursor, you can see down there, that's a significant support area. And as you get into smaller time frames, you see more detail, right? More pivots, and which ones opens the question, which ones you pay attention to. But that's another conversation. In any event, right? So this is gapping down here, and it's gapping below an end of day base. So yesterday, we would say that was bullish price action. Was in an uptrend, and it makes a higher high. It goes sideways, which says buyers continue to step up. They believe it's going to go higher, and then we'll see if it breaks out. Well, it's not breaking out. It's breaking down. And where's it breaking down to? Again, we look at SPX. It's gapping down to that pivot low, which is yesterday's low, right, on the 15-minute chart. So we'll see if that begins to hold. And if it doesn't, it opens up the door to the unfilled gap. There it is. So you want to go ahead and mark it off. Oh, okay. So previous close. That I'll mark those off on my intraday chart. So there's the game plan for, where the reference points are below. How far away is the put thing? And could it hold and run right back up to the high? Yeah, but this is so much further away. I think it makes more sense, but let's see if it begins to drop, from here. Okay, let's look at other markets. Transports. Right, we're looking for something like this. Get up off the mat. Maybe it still can. Maybe. Right? You have these climactic buy setups. Extended, wide range bar down, 200 MA, support. Maybe can lift up a little bit more. Right? So we look at transport stocks. Regional banks, unfilled gap, support, a little extended. So these things, they couldn't get going yesterday. Kind of a buy setup there on the weekly time frame. So let's see if this holds. We don't get much insight here to the pre-market data. But this is something that shouldn't go down that much. Qs, you know, coming up to some resistance. Where is it? Gapping down to yesterday's low. There's an unfilled gap down here, and you can see it on the daily chart. So this begins to form a, why is that not extending both ways? Hey, anyway, it's supposed to be a horizontal line. Oh, I got it on instead, right? Infinite, okay. Right. Style, make it like I like it. And then can save it as a default. Now it'll do the same thing. All right, so beginning of a trading range. Support, resistance, back forth, you know, and again, gapping down a little bit here. I think the odds are very likely it's not getting out of this range today, which is pretty damn big, right? So we got to tighten that up. Unfilled gap, yesterday's high. Will it stay in this tight range? Well, if everybody's gone already, from the holiday, maybe so. But in any event, I don't think we're going to get a big move today. And gapping down, support, and want to keep drawing lines, but I don't. But I would that that tail there is a pivot in a smaller time frame, which we looked at. So we've got our reference points. All righty. Another one. Got off the mat a little bit. Nothing of significance. Mid caps. So we don't have a lot of opportunities. However, with this gap down, we'll look at stocks that maybe have enough premium expiring today, and it could be a great day for option call spreads. So the factory work is to go out there and mine for e-signal's the best, Alex. The only thing they suck about is they're not a brokerage firm, so I got to pay for the effing thing. Where you guys use that shitty old trade station clunker. Alex and I had this not argument, joking around for years. He uses trade station, I use this e-signal, and I've been using this thing for like, I don't know, close to 25 years, 25 years. It's a great platform. But I never heard of anybody else using it. So it's probably, I don't know who's using it, institutions. I don't know who the hell's using it. I mean, they've been around a long time. And so they must have enough people using it. You can do, well, many of these platforms, you can do pretty cool things with it. But once you're used to a platform and you got things set up, it's hard to change. All right. IWM, bouncing up a little bit, gapping down in the middle of the range. I just don't have big expectations for, where things are going to go today, but you get surprised. We'll see. Energy still, it's holding up, right? It's holding up here. And you've got this, it isn't a great hook pattern buy setup for sure, because it's a mess. But it took out this pivot high, it got up here. So a deep retracement, it held this support. It's got topping tails, bottoming tails, overlapping bars. It's just a mess. So I don't get much insight that this is going to move much at all. Silver, maybe lower. I mean, was starting to look somewhat interesting, and now it doesn't. Gold is down, but just patterns that are nowhere. Right? That bar isn't done. If it was, we'd have a bigger bias that it could go lower. The weekly is, nowhere. Not nowhere, but, but It was in a great uptrend. It came down hard. It held support. It went up, rejection. It's indecisive. There's no advantage there. Got interest rates. Well, maybe they've topped out short term. They're getting closer to some resistance here. So we'll see what that's going to do. And yeah, I mean, that's basically it. No matter where I look, other than, as far as markets go, as to what's moving and what's not. I think the last thing I'll look at here is semiconductors, because that is something that you can just print out, put it on your thing and say, stay the F away from something that looks like this with all of these overlapping bars. You can trade them what I'm reading was over here, intraday back and forth, but just so many overlapping bars and gaps and pivot highs as opposing pivot lows relatively close together. You just, being what I call the frog in the blender with something like this. But look, this could be, however, like this is gapping down. Now, go look at some semiconductor stocks. This is at the top of the range. Some zero DTE call spreads. So that's how you utilize something like this. Like down here, all these pivot lows, turn around, go look for put spreads. Go look for call spreads up here. So there's a vehicle for trading different patterns. And so this is non-directional. So why do a directional trade? That wouldn't make sense. Whereas if it was in a solid uptrend or it was extended, climactic, some directional trades. That's it for me. All yours, Dan.
Good morning. Yeah, we'll be looking forward. Yeah, I posted in Telegram that gap down Greg talked about. It's a no-brainer call spread on spiders, provided there's juice. Provided. I posted it an hour and a half ago and it was here. So now it's down too much to get any premium up here. But yeah, spiders, yeah, I mean, they're all candidates had a big run. Raul, WPC. Yeah, Don, you can post that public. Don's, I wrote this FFIE. I was actually bidding pre-market here, right here at 138. I just missed it by 2 pennies. But a little bottoming pattern here. I'm going to show you a ton of stocks here. The I'm calling junk. So Greg, yeah, I was calling it the tale of two markets, spiders, Q's, totally on page, and then all these lagging, etc. I'm going to call it a tale of three markets. There is so much cheap stocks ripping. I did a couple of them. I went through a bunch of these pre-market with my buddy Bat21. He used to work with us, and he loves bottom fishing these things, so he always finds me good stuff. And I just saw this one, and I'm like, this you're going to see these so many of these, and I'm going to show you are crazy extended, and this one's not. I got a pattern here where it might start, and see, unfortunately, it kept running pre-market. So now you see why I was trying to bid pre-market for it. Yeah, Don, the point I was making was I saw the May earnings date on it, and that made no sense because that's 6 months away. So yeah, Alex, that makes more sense to me. You got to count 3 months, not 6. All right, WPC. Yeah, to sell setup there, 1, 2, 3. Sure. Sure. And it's relative weakness, downtrend. Yeah, looks good, Ro. Yeah, you're our resident buy and sell setup expert. All right, just a couple miscellaneous things. Tesla, This was a Climo. We shorted a call spread. And then when it came down, I said, I'm going to watch this to see what it does for an M top. And it's actually a bull 123, the way it closed. But look at this gap on the 15-minute chart. So that's a call spread candidate. Only 0 DTE. I mean, there's no way I would do this for next Friday because it's a bull 123 on a strong uptrend, all-time highs. Adobe, we are in. Not sure what you're asking now. I see it capping down a little bit. We're in this with a number of other Climos, Ulta, bottom right here. We sold a third into strength. This was a nice breakout on daily. 1, 2, 3 on the weekly, monthly. Nice breakout, all time frames in alignment. All right, so that's Tesla. Abgo, the news is just talking about, its biggest run in 2 weeks in history. It's up like, I thought I heard him say 100%. Yeah, I guess if you measure it, or no, it said up 50%. Yeah, the news said up 50, but if you measure it from down here, it's up more than 50. So I'm watching this for a call spread. It's still bullish on the 15. I got an alarm at 245, and we'll see if it gets there, what it looks like. Look at Raymond James. A number of these banks had nice turns like that. I mentioned a couple of them here the other day. What spread idea? WBC. All right, Ulta, we're in. A new is a Climo. Still a lot of Climos out there. PBA, Climo, we're in. Break even stop. This Outlook. I got in yesterday with my buddy Bet 2-1. I got in right here at like 165, whatever. I got in right here somewhere. And so that's up. So junk is moving. And I don't know why. Let's look at a couple of these here. Oh, hold on. Let me look at this alarm first. MVST. All right, this was one we participated in. I think we did it twice. We might have done it once over here, sold in strength, closing breakout here. We did it again. Look, this is the footprint that I'm going to show you on a bunch of these stocks. They've just gone crazy. So we're in trail mode on this. This was a nice home run. So here we go. Let's look at all this junk. All right, this one's still on a downtrend, so it's different. But look, why is this thing gapping up over $2? Let's see, that one I have, well, most of these I have zero interest in because we missed our entry. Look at this, this gap up yesterday, I'm sure I probably would have said it's an excessive gap. Why? Because it was. Gap from 130 to 190. But look, it was a gap and go. Well, actually, that's not true. It did not gap and go. It didn't go until noon. And then look at this volume explosion. For some reason, I thought FFIE was I thought it was a battery company. I see VIX had a bullish gap up today and is steadily rising over the last hour. All right, here's one Flyman gave me. Now it trades like junk. Look at these bars. It's junk. I get it. But that's when I kind of labeled it a tale of three markets because I'm calling the junk a new market right now. So look at this gap. Well, it's excessive. I was actually bidding 18 and 19 pre-market, and now it's risen too much. Lipson. Again, it's a big old W bottom. Not sure what the target is, but it's a big gap. It's junk again. Look at weekly, monthly or junk. but junk is moving now. All right, I just had an alarm on Abgo go off. So that's one I said. Possible zero DTE call spread. Sam, your bouquet. I have an alarm on this. Nice retest, bullish week. Look, here's another one. Look. Now see, this one is not too late. Whereas so many of these others I'm showing you are too late. So I'm not in bucket, but I like that a lot. I have an alarm at 30 and a quarter. Look at this thing, junk, blasting. But now gap's too big. FFIE, that's the one I was bidding. Look at this. Look at this. Came out of a coma. And this would have been a no frigging brainer entry right here. This wide range breakout followed by 1, 2, 3. Look at that move. And now it looks like an exhaustion gap, maybe. So junk is moving. And I asked my buddy, because he follows all this. I said, do you know what sectors all this junk is moving in? And he said lithium and EVs. So he follows this stuff really well. All right, Linza ripped already. You know what he just told me? He and I think alike. He said when I mentioned FFIE to him pre-market, he bought it pre-market like I was trying. And he said he just sold it 15 cents higher. All right, that's Ulta. Here, I'm going to put my bouquet alarm just went off. I'm just telling you what he said, and I kind of trust him, Alex. He's a smart boy. And I don't know, he follows this junk. All right, Abgo, call. Let's wait 5-10 minutes. AZTA alarm. Alex, this is yours. I said I like it. I just don't like the market weakness now. So entering this now, you would have to have a belief that it's going to run on its own. I would prefer it for Monday. Yeah, I remember Albemarle, ALB. Yeah, that thing's getting killed. Yuck. That was a Climo that's going nowhere. A lot of Climos going nowhere. Look at transports. That's NUE. I didn't get filled on this yesterday. Let me check again. Yeah, I did not get filled. I thought it got filled on that little pullback into the close. I was wrong. All right, Avgo. All right, Bouquet coming in. So I'm just going to reset the alarm for Bouquet. Sam, AYI, that was on your list yesterday. Yeah, I'm not interested in longs here. Well, can't say never, but I'm thinking I'm not, it has to be very special pattern. All right, Avgo, we could do the 250s. All right, let me tell them to hold off NUE. Avgo. 250 is 23 cents. Are you kidding me? That is nothing. All right, all these fangs look lower, so every one of these would be call spread candidates. You just got to go through and see if there's juice. I would do the 465s, Tesla. Not bad. Tesla's a usual suspect with juice. The 465, 475. Greg, $10 wide's 53 cents if you trust 465 for today. Yesterday's high. I know it's a bullish daily, but just zero DTE. All right, AYI, Sam, I am. Greg, you like this short or wait till Monday? Is Greg done for the day? He's off with the beach. That 2-1 says POAI. Yeah, look, another gap breakout of junk. Yeah. So the only question is POAI is trying to get a good entry because it's up a lot. I'll put POAI there. AYI here. LTH alarm. LTH alarm. Why the heck did I have this alarm? Because I think we're short and it was break even. LTH. Yeah, let's close this thing break even. That's why it went off. Hey Grammy, welcome back. Yeah, I know you were signed up for the green room yesterday. FFIE. Yeah, so we got to hold off on that. I still got my order out pre-market. That looks good. Really? Yeah, it looks great. It's relative strength. The only thing is the market, so I just hope it closes like this, Grammy, and then we can do it on Monday. But yeah, it looks great. Great, relative strength, bullish chart. I just it's a rebuttable presumption. I just wait. Um, see what it does when the market at least stabilizes. But I don't like buying things when the market is falling.
User in the unfilled gap and IWM's on support. S&P not in that gap yet.
Oklo alarm, we have a covered call. SSRM alarm. So that deeper tracement on the buy setup. APTV alarm. Um, hmm, That's, I'd like it for Monday, maybe. Greg, any interest in AYI?
Short it?
Right, you like it?
Yeah, go ahead. Did it break
What?
support? Not
No,
yet.
right, but I'll post it.
Yeah.
Light volume though. I can't even tell what the average is.
XLE showing a little relative strength.
Yeah, my alarm went off, so I think we're long it. I'm fixing up on
Yeah.
alarms.
Um, yeah, Don, I'll open them up. So those on social media, I think when I open up my charts, you see mine instead of Dan's. And you can't switch, but if you have any questions on anything, you're certainly welcome to ask. I can display it. But I killed that Oracle near the end of the day yesterday. It just didn't move as much as I had hoped. But it gapped out this morning. I've said the reason why, markets up near that minor resistance kind of ran out of time.
Um,
Yeah, it was a little John was better than nothing, right? We're getting or losing, that's for sure.
yeah, we're in XLE 84, 81. And there was just no juice in this thing. I'm gonna look again, 83s for next week. 21 cents naked. Stalled alarm. Okay, NUE is a go now.
And turns.
All right, so NUE, Climo, and put spread. XLE. We have XHB hasn't triggered. Below. Yeah, I kind of like, the XLE a little better, but it's fine. I think below is an XOP. XOP. Yeah, I mean, they're fine, 1 to 3 day pop. Yeah, looks fine. Too late, but yeah, I like it. Yep, I'll buy it myself. Dig. Build at midpoint, spot 45. No, call spread is triggering. Check the juice bar. It's yesterday. 170, 175. Wow, Q spider again. Look at these two friggin' markets. Look at Qs and spiders versus diamonds and IWM. I just do not get it.
Yeah, and they don't always move together.
My point is this year has been the most times in my 25 years recollection that they have moved so similarly. Because I've made that comment, 100 times this year. Oh, Don, I just got filled on Fifey at 136. That was from my pre-market. So let me post it. Yeah, I'll show you more of the junk stocks when we get caught up. Almost reminded me of the friggin' internet days. These things just kind of nuts. Nice XLE moving. Warby. FLS. This is another short, I think. FLS. Yeah, we're short this one too. Let's tighten the stop now. 58.60.
See if this little bounce runs out of steam, AMAT could be shorted under the low of the day, even under this 5-minute bars low that's green.
already in it, but this EMBC, nice 1, 2, 3 if it closes like this. Because it's 5D coming back. Debbie and I are in that, but I'm also in SPY V Victor. And intelligent bottom fishing. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there should be a ton of oil bottom fishers. I like PSX better as a Climo. I think there's more room than Devon. It's made a better turn. This would be a great 110 foot spread. 30 by 50. Yeah, this low VIX is being a pain for put spreads. Yeah, as to the alarm went off, I was hoping it would close with a 1, 2, 3. But cat, I got the alarm up there. Let me move it to 30 now. This DXCM is looking great for a little bull rectangle continuation on Monday. That 2-1 is giving me plug. It's a mess, but you look at these things that have ripped. At least this is the intelligent place to get on it. Wait till I show you more of these junk things moving, and then we'll go through and ask yourself, where could I have intelligently got on? The Q spiders, they're doing nothing here. Plug. A 2.5 put for next week. 15 cents. So that'd give you a cost basis, 235. Actually, I'll nibble. CK still doing.
None of these FANG stocks have premium today.
Yeah, I know it's stingy. I mean, look at the very light activity in the weekly options trader this week, and it's the same three reasons. And it's not patterns. It's they don't have weeklies. There's no premium or the spreads. Those are the three reasons. Well, Alex, it's not mine either, unless I see a pattern. Like, he's given me 20 of them, and I think I only took 3. Here, yeah, AMAT. Yeah, looks like a short. Greg mentioned. Check 0 DTE. Nope, no premium. Next week, once there's premium next week. We can do the 170s next week, Greg. It's not really a potent turn yet, but
So do half.
The trade.
You want to go out to next week, Dan. There was no premium in the video. Maybe if you go back to that second pivot. Well, today's not a pivot yet, but
Fifey up alarm. Wow, we nailed Fifey down a penny off the low with my bid there. I actually just forgot it. That I didn't cancel the bid, and then I heard the bell go off. Our OTLK at the high. Ah, I never posted that one. That's that. So Alex, this was one of the junk that I bought yesterday with bat 2-1. Look, junk. I got it right there, 160, whatever. Yeah, it's already posted, Alex, as a call spread, but yeah, yeah, short it too, day or swing. EMBC just hit our break even point. So Greg, here's another one. There's no reason to get out, but after yesterday's close, I just put an alarm at break even. If you don't like the market, same discussion we have on different things.
Couldn't see what you're doing. I'm trying to do something else here. System. What stock are you talking about?
It's on my screen, EMBC.
I can't see your screen at the moment.
Yeah, I typed it.
Oh,
Question is bail break even because of the market, or remember it was UAA or whatever. We had that discussion, and I said, I'm so glad I got us out break even.
you'd have to. I don't think that's a universal assumption.
Of course
It,
not. Of course not. That's why it's a conversation every time.
so I think it's more based on patterns.
Of
So
course. And
if you entered on a questionable pattern, like a bottoming pattern, like that Oracle I did yesterday, and said, okay, I don't like where the market is. Something like this that is an excellent pattern, sideways, bottoming tail at the 20, so on and so forth. I think you just let it take its course.
okay.
PNW, another climactic utility type. It's not ready, but gap down and it's near the high of the day.
Which one?
PNW, Pinnacle West Capital. It's something, set an alert, put on
Yeah,
a watch list.
yeah, yeah. I like the 15 also. Just don't like the market. Mhm. Sure. Yeah. Climb was all over. Sure. And I like the 15. Yeah, that looks great. Again, because it's a personal choice of I don't like buying things with the market Q's spiders tanking, but here I'll put it in this bottom right. Maybe it is on its own page, paper, well, I don't know. Commodity, but it's acting fantastic. It's OTLK. Yeah, Sam, we've been in a TPR for a while. We're break even stuff now. We're in trail mode. This MVST is finally stopping out. I was hoping it would squeeze its way up to $3, but I had tightened the stop right there. That nice trade. Oh, actually, I just noticed this was a typo. I said 205, but I meant 250. And under here, yeah, 250. Oh, I had it posted right in the spreadsheet. Very good. He's on low alarm. All right, that cracked out. That was a failed buy setup. Who else? No, nice trade on MVST. There you go. Yeah, Corona looks lower, sure. Yeah, yeah, I think could go all the way to, I don't know, 200 to 205. Um, oh, that's massive premium. Let's do a call spread for next week.
CVNA spread goes from 30 to 60 cents, so just be aware. Could probably offer out or in the middle. Yes, still good short setup.
Now let's put an alarm on Whiskey Yankee. Yeah, all the things are 15-minute charts today. Every one of them, just the selling hit them all.
Don, Sam, those are Canadians. I think I heard, did Trump offer Canada to become a state in the US?
Yeah, how the hell's he gonna pull that off? Right. Netflix, 9.25 for today is 5 cents. Crazy. Greg, you're typing the panelist.
I'm on the other computer. I don't know why it doesn't default.
Yeah, so day trade short here, stop high. I don't think you'll make a new low because of this power move off the low, but yeah, day trade, sure. There's no good stop other than the last 15-minute bars high. Ain't that low alarm?
So the AMAT trade was based on comments this morning. SMH at the top of the range. It was in a downtrend, little rollover.
Yeah, well, today is definitely our turn day. Yeah, like this Climbos didn't go very far.
The spread is too much, Dan, but the juicy RGTI, you'd have to go out to next week, $23.
Yeah, this sector is getting crazy.
Well, it's gone from $1 to 20.
Yes, not too bad. And well, let's do even 25s.
You have to
25.
go pretty wide, yeah. But
Yeah, that's the problem. When everything is juicy, it's hard getting a good credit. So it's only 32 cents for a $5 wine, unless you're brave enough to go naked.
talking about interest rates, pre-market, talking about interest rates from the beginning of the week or the end of last week. It's like the market ignoring it, but it was more of a seasonal holiday thing and window dressing, call it whatever.